What's up, guys? How's everybody doing tonight? Sorry for the late video. I have a bad abscess tooth, and I was at the ER most of the evening, and I've been in a pretty foul mood for the most part today, but I'm still going to do a review. I'm going to be reviewing one of Unreal's most popular flavors, which is the flavor Dexter, and I'm also going to be doing a review on the Cherry Bomber box mod. First, for Dexter. Cereal vapes and dessert vapes have become more and more prominent and more popular recently, I've noticed. And people always want like a sweet custard vape. They always want like a creamy vape. They always like cereal vapes for the biggest example. Dexter, if anyone doesn't know, has a flavor profile of Fruity Pebble cereal and milk. Copyright disclaimed, of course. I don't know if everyone's heard, but like all the cereal companies, food companies, like everybody's going insane and starting to really crack down on top of anything like Girl Scout cookies. They don't want any affiliation with that. I also heard recently that Koga Cotton won't be affiliating themselves with any vape cons or anything that endorses these flavors, like anything with ponies and like candy and stuff like that, basically to like draw the child market. Which, I mean, realistically, I don't blame them, because underage vaping is something that I don't take very lightly, and I don't think that children should be vaping. I mean, just as much as I don't think children should be able to walk in back a pack of cigarettes, I don't think they should be able to vape either. Some people are to each his own, like saying like, oh, if people are 15, 16, they can do zero nicotine vapor. No, I don't agree with that at all. Unless you're a responsible person, or you've already been smoking cigarettes and you're using it as an alternative. But at the same time, I just don't think it's necessary. But enough of that. And I'm going to actually have a pretty nice build on here right now. Which wants to act fucky, of course, because I'm going to try and demo it. Let me tighten down the post holes real quick. Stanley precision screwdriver set. Very, very important to have. That's what's going on. Pretty nice single coil build. I got done by Kyle at Unreal Vapors. Too dark. Once again, I am working on getting a camera soon. I'm working on getting lighting, because I'm getting a lot of positive reviews from a lot of people I don't even talk to about my videos. So that's what I'm going to need to take that extra step farther. But this build is pretty nice. It's more of a flavor build. Got it running on 44 watts. It's a 0.16 ohm coil running at 2.6 volts. It's really good at a low wattage. Like you can hear, there's no heat to that vapor at all. Steady plumes too. Now back to the flavor aspect. I've said it once and I'll say it again. This place has the best house juices I've ever tried. They have pretty much what I like to say. Like, I feel like they have a flavor for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like anyone can go to this shop and look at their menu and find something that they really like. Now, granted, I vape zero nicotine now. I bounce between 0 and 1, depending on the brands. But zero, I made that big step recently, and I'm pretty happy about it. But Dexter is some killer juice. Some killer vape sauce, guys. It's in Cloud Chaser, of course. It's Max VG, zero nicotine. Bought a 50 ml bottle. Can't get enough of it. Let's have another hit. Incredible stuff. Now, there are a ton of other flavors I currently don't have on me. Like, you know, I can go on and on and on. Like, there's a new flavor I'm trying that nobody's allowed to know. It's not that new. A lot of people know about it, but I'm just going to be secretive and be a douche. Just kidding. But it's a lime energy drink by Zach, who's one of the guys at Unreal. If you ever want to try it, you know, go in and say, hey, I want to try Zach's drink, and he'll be more than glad to help you out. Now, granted, there are tons of great flavors on the menu. Like Triple T was one of the big ones that got me into vaping. Triple T Black, which is some incredible stuff. You know, the blackberry accents are really nice. Any of their base flavors are pretty good. They have a really good base watermelon, a really good base pineapple. The only ones I can say that I personally don't like is any of the coffee oriented. Now, I haven't vaped coffee in a long time, just because that was when I was still getting into, like, you know, the tobacco and stuff like that. I was doing the tobacco vapes. But other than that, 5-star juice, great stuff, made with premium ingredients. $7 for a 10 mil, $16 for a 30 mil, $27 for a 50 mil, and I want to say $60 for the 120 mil. Which I can tell you, you guys play around with enough of their juice long enough, you'll eventually want to get that big 120 mil bottle. You know, this Dexter stuff's no joke. You know, I've had Serial Killer. I've had Admiral Berry Crunch. You know, I've tried numerous cereal vapes, and nothing compares to Dexter. You know, it's solid stuff. And I'm actually going to vape on some of the Zach String stuff now, too. I have it on my Heracles, on my Sigelli 100 Watt Plus, running at about 60 watts. Once again, bought my tank there, bought my Heracles there. Let's let that vapor clear out. And the second part of my review, the Cherry Bomber box mod. Love this thing, 100%. Of course, I'm going to run two Samsung 25Rs, rewrapped. So that's why they're not blue, so don't tell me I'm an idiot. I had a couple people after my last videos, you know, tell me, like, hey, you know, some of the stuff you said was wrong and stuff like that. And it wasn't, but at the same time, I think people could have been a little bit nicer. Your basic 18650 parallel box mod. I love my regulated mods. Just picked up a Sigelli 150 watt. Just got my IPv3. I know I'm a little bit late on the IPv part. I'll eventually be picking up an IPv4 as well. Got a Snow Wolf coming in the mail. I'm going to mention that every video till I get it. I love that thing. I cannot wait. Now, a couple things. Straight 18650 parallel box. My big gripe I'm going to tell you about right now. There it was. One of the guys in the group told me that with the Cherry Bombers, that whenever you have the Cherry Bomber and you have an RDA connected, you do not want to use anything larger than 22 millimeters. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You're stupid. Like, why wouldn't I want to use 22 millimeters? Like, what would else would I use? I mean, because that's pretty much, I don't know any big drippers or anything like that, but when you have anything touch the box, metal, it completes the circuit, and your box will fire automatically. Now, this is a problem with authentic Cherry Bombers and clones. This is a clone by Avogo, the same people who did my Dimitri mod. But at the same time, look at this. I don't feel too good about that. Now, at the same time, I've talked to a couple guys in the shop about it, and they're like, yeah, dude, you know, don't bring that thing around. But, you know, this is the biggest thing that I'll say time and time again, is vaping is as safe as you make it. Like Wes mentioned earlier, we're a pretty mature group here, you know, not any really young people or anything like that. Everyone's like kind of their 20s and up. And my biggest gripe is, you know, you have these kids, I'll say again, that are getting into vaping and stuff like that, and, you know, they're just saying, oh, I just want to blow sick clouds, man, I just want to blow sick clouds. Which, yeah, clouds are fun, but, you know, you got to be safe about it. You know, I don't want someone going online and saying, oh, I need 18650 battery, and buying the first result they see on eBay, which I'm pretty sure everybody knows that'll be a good old Trustfire battery. And I say that with a bit of discourse as well. But I'm going to demo the Cherry Bomber for you guys and show you why it's one of my favorite mechanical boxes I've ever used. Got a Dark Horse on here, chuff top. Got a dual 22 gauge build in here, running at about 0.16 ohms. Let's vapor. Solid vapor. Let's listen to that. Pretty tough. I think I flooded the wick a little bit, but let's let some of that cook off. My only gripe about that, besides the safety issue, of course, is, granted, with Ohm's law and batteries and amperage, it kills batteries like a son of a bitch. I'll have a pair of batteries in there, and it'll last me 4 hours. I mean, that's going on a simple build like this, nothing too crazy. Absolutely love the Cherry Bomber. If anyone wants to be safe about it, and they're saying, Rocco, it looks like a great mod, but I'm not buying it because it's going to arc and touch anything metal and kill me, buy a wooden one. The wooden ones have obviously gotten a little bit popular now for a couple of reasons that I don't care to admit, because I have a lot of pride with this mod, and I mean, nothing anyone says is going to make me get rid of it. I'm not going to sell it. I paid almost nothing for it, so it's serving its purpose. I know battery safety, but people that aren't in the sub-ohm group, what we need to do is, I feel like it's a responsibility of ours that we need to, when we have these new vapors, because I know a lot of you guys hang out at regulars at the shops. If you have these new vapors coming in, obviously don't intrude on customer service, because I absolutely hate when an associate will be in a vapor store, one of the workers there, they'll be helping a customer, and of course, there's always that guy that has to throw their 2 cents in. Like, oh, just buy an iStick, don't use your pen. That's not what everybody wants. Not everybody doesn't want to use an iStick 50 watt. And the thing is the worst thing you can do to somebody who's new to vaping is intimidate them and act pompous and just act like a complete douche, because I have a pretty high manner of professionalism, and, if I worked in a vapor store, and, I have an older person come in, they're like, hey, I want to try vaping, I'm going to see what they smoke, obviously, see how much they smoke and stuff like that. And for all you know, one of them blister pack CE4s might be exactly what they're looking for. They smoke 4 or 5 cigarettes a day, that might be exactly what they're looking for. Now, if they smoke a pack a day, pack and a half, you might want to recommend like a little mini Nautilus and like an iPower or something like that. Or maybe even like a smaller iStick, like the 10 watts or the 20 watts. I have a friend of mine, she quit smoking simply on an Aero tank and a 10 watt. So that's the thing, is the whole point is we don't need to have these high-tech devices to quit smoking, because a lot of people are using vaping singularly for that. Now, me, I've made a little bit of a hobby out of it. I love collecting boxes. Box mods are my biggest thing. Once upon a time I had a tube, and I was like, oh, boxes are stupid, they're expensive. Pardon me on that, by the way. I apologize, I burped. But it's like, I'm never going to buy that. That's a waste of money. But then I turn around and I get one. I'm like, hey, these are sick. They hit hard and they run great. But other than that, everybody, stop into Unreal Vapors, whether it's Newcastle or Middletown. Try a bunch of their juice. You will walk away liking one. And I do encourage you to buy it, because they're a great local business. And nowhere else has ever impressed me as much as this place does. From their house juice prices to the quality of their tastes. And it's like their flavor doesn't fade either, because like I vaped Lunar Harvest for the longest time. There was a humongous fad following for Lunar Harvest. And I loved it. But, Phil Groover, I talked to him about it, and he had the same exact issue. Every time you get down to the last 10 or 15 mils, it'd be bitter as all hell. But this stuff, it's good to the last drop. Like, I've vaped probably a quarter of this 50 mil of Dexter, and it's still tasting great. And, let it steep. That's all there is to it. But, sorry if I'm a bit nervy tonight, or if I seem a bit hostile. I'm just been in a lot of pain because of my tooth. But other than that, that's all I really have. Once again, support your local vape shops. And if anyone has a question about where to get a decent Cherry Bomber clone, or if they want to get a real one and spend $300 on it, I don't care. Do what you want. Support the authentics. Some things, in my opinion, the clones are just as good. But other than that, that's all I have tonight. I want to start seeing more comments in the boxes below. I want you guys to start asking me questions to help me get my YouTube channel running. I got a new webcam today, and I'm going to be getting probably a Sony quarter soon. But other than that, I'm going to be getting a lighting set up and all that good stuff, so my videos are going to start looking a lot better. But that's all I have. Subscribe to me on YouTube, pvape86@gmail.com. Plugged Vape. Have a good night, guys.